Imagine two countries, both have a growing population of young people. One becomes rich, powerful, and technologically advanced, and other remains stuck with unemployment, low productivity, and financial struggles. The difference, not the population, but what they do with that population. And this is exactly the challenge India is facing right now. Lately, I was reading about something called demographic dividend. Many people hear this term and simply assume it's kind of having a large young population, but it's much more than that. Demographic dividend is the economic advantage of a country gets when its large portion of its population is in the working age group and fewer people are dependent on them. In simple words, when more people are earning and fewer people are dependent on them, then a country's economy gets a huge opportunity to grow. Right now, India is living through that opportunity, but the question is, are we using it properly? Before going further, let's understand one important term: fertility rate. Suppose there are two parents, a father and a mother, and if they have two children, the fertility rate is 2. This is roughly enough to replace their parents in the next generation. The official replacement fertility rate is around 2.1. And guess what? India's fertility rate is already falling below and now is around 1.9. Now, what does that mean? It means future generations will be smaller. There will be fewer children, but the number of elderly people will keep increasing. In fact, this trend is already visible in the urban and educated sections of our society. Now, having low fertility rate is not necessarily a big problem. Many developed countries have low fertility rate. But the real question is, will India become rich before it becomes old? Look at Japan, South Korea, and even China. These countries already facing declining birth rate and aging population. But before that happened, they used their demographic dividend to build industries, create jobs, improve education, and increase their productivity. As a result, they became wealthy nations before becoming old nations. India still has one of the world's largest working age population. This can be our strength, right? But demographic dividend is not a guaranteed success story. It is an opportunity, but the opportunity can be missed. If millions of young people cannot find quality jobs, cannot develop valuable skills, and cannot contribute productively to the economy, then a demographic dividend can turn into a demographic burden. A large number of young population without opportunities becomes a challenge instead of an advantage. So, India's biggest question today is not whether we have demographic dividend. We do. But the real question is whether we can transform this huge young population into skilled, valuable, and productive workforce before the window closes. Because in the end, every country grows old. But the difference is some countries grow old with wealth, but others with poverty. And the decision we make in the next 10 to 15 years may determine which path India follows. What do you think? Is India making the most of its demographic dividend, or are we wasting a once in a generation opportunity? Let me know in the comments.